Hi guys, welcome back to the Lazy River. This is Herb once again, and we thank you for tuning into yet another video. If you haven't already, make sure to take the time to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications for this channel. Anytime that you guys put any input into this channel, it really helps us out. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever it takes. We really appreciate it. So here we have a russet potato, and why, you may ask? We're actually going to use this to make microworm culture. We've hollowed out the center of this potato, and now we're going to go bury it underneath a tree. Now we've got our potato in hand, and we're going to bury it underneath this tree, just like that. We're going to leave it here for about a week. I'm using this method because I don't have a culture to start with, so I'm making my own culture, and this will serve as fish food. And the coolest part about it is it's like never-ending food. So as long as I take care of the culture and I keep breaking it up about once a month, I'll always have fresh fry food. During this video, we're going to be doing that experiment, and we'll keep you updated on that to let you know how it goes in a future video. Let's give you guys an update here on the turtle tank. As you notice, the water level is quite lower than it usually is. I did that because recently I did a 90% water change, and here's why. You might be saying to yourself, Herb, are you nuts? Why are you keeping this 10-inch goldfish in a 10-gallon tank? Well, right now, this is just a quarantine tank for Molly. She's the big fish that you guys may see swimming back and forth in some of the videos. Well, if you look here, her fins don't look that great recently, although they do look better than they did the past few days. They were pretty red and looked like they were rotting away. Now I have to give it to my boy Jeff at Abled Aquatics, who recommended me Melafix, and it treats bacterial infections such as the fin rot. These things can be attributed to poor water conditions such as my turtle tank. Even though I do 50% water changes on that turtle tank, it still doesn't seem enough because I'm testing for my pH every week, and the nitrates are always super high. Now I'm assuming that from this big goldfish alone, she's producing a lot of waste along with the turtles and the other fish that are inside. If you guys remember from a past video, I did give a rundown of the whole system. And you see this empty space here is where the hang on the back used to hang. Well, I don't have it right now, and I'm guessing that that may be part of the problem because of the extra filtration that was added from the hang on the back is now gone. Now take a look. I do have two sponge filters which are rated for a 75-gallon tank apiece. Extra filtration is always better, but I don't have this right now, and I'm assuming that that is part of the reason for the poor water conditions. However, like going back to the Melafix, this is a great product because it's all natural and it's extracted from tea trees. Now, this product is not harmful to humans or fish. I mean, you could probably drink this stuff if you wanted to, and it's not going to hurt you, but it's a very good product, and I have noticed that I have had some comeback of the fins of Molly. She's doing pretty well. Now, for now, I'm going to keep the water level a little bit lower while she's not in here, just to make water changes easier for myself, because I don't have the extra 10-inch goldfish in here. So this should be fine, and I may bring back the hang on the back, the Whisper 60, which was packed with sponge filter media. I've even thought about doing away with the sand substrate. If you turtle people out there are watching this, you may think, Well, it's not good to have rocks or sand because turtles can, in turn, ingest that. My turtles don't seem to really mind or even pay much attention to it, but the reason why I would like to do away with the sand substrate is because of the cleanliness and the cleaning. The sand can harbor bacteria, yes, which is good for your tank, but at the same time, debris and all that dirt and waste from the fish and turtles can get trapped up in the sand. And then when you're siphoning out the sand in the tank, you get all that sand that goes up, and then you're scooping sand out of your tank. But that's just a little bit about that for now. Let's move over to this tub. This tub is basically just a media tub. As you see, we have just rocks and ammonia crystals, driftwood, lava rocks, all sorts of live media in here. I'm just using this now as a tub just to culture and hold live media for whenever I need it. Originally, I was going to use this tub as a beta breeding tank, and I may still do that. But for right now, I've taken all of the media out of other tanks, just thrown it in here. The levels, the pH levels, are looking awesome in there. And I know that by that, the bacteria is still alive and it's doing well. We've got a little sponge filter just giving some airflow right there. This used to be the porch tub with the rosy red minnows in it. I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a rosy red minnow. That's one of the original rosy red minnows that was in the porch tub. And there's another one right there. I don't have as many. I got 13 for $1 last time. And the reason why they are in here now is because I did away with that tank for other projects. This is basically another quarantine tank. We have Elvis in the back. He's had a bacterial infection as well. I've already nursed him back from it once with the Ruby Reef Kick and some aquarium salt. So he's just chilling in here for now. I have scooped some of these minnows out at times because they showed no signs of being sick or anything, and I have fed them to the turtles. A couple of them have died of natural causes, but we're just trying to get Elvis back with us. Just see his tail doesn't look too good. We've increased the heat. We've added the Melifix, which we're also using on the giant goldfish, and it seems to be doing well. We've been doing water changes, so hoping to see some improvement over the next few days. Some of you may remember the Java Jungle with Steve from a few episodes ago. Look at Steve's colors. He's really healthy. I feed him a mixture of live food as well as some cichlid pellets. His colors are amazing. Now, getting back to the Java Jungle, you can see that it's more like the Java Desert. Now, I took all of the plants out of there and I've been harvesting them in another tank. I've got some products that I've been able to get up off of offspring from the plants, such as the Java ferns, which have been producing more baby Java ferns. We've been using string and putting little portions together, which I will have for sale soon. The main reason for not utilizing the Java Jungle anymore is because Steve here loves to uproot plants and he loves to nibble on them. So it just wasn't a good idea to keep them in here with him. Now, take a look over here. In this tub, we have some of the Jungle Vallisneria, which is just sitting in here. It did have some melt back, which you see there, but it's doing all right. I've got a few planted in this nutrient-rich substrate. It's a mixture of sand and shrimp soil. I do fertilize with Osmocote tabs. Now you don't have to use those Osmocote tabs very often. You usually put one in an area of the tank and it's good for about 6 months. Now we're jumping back over here to these water lettuce, which you see in this, I'd say it's probably about a 2 or 3 gallon fish bowl, which I picked up at a yard sale last weekend. These original pieces here came from an older woman at a swap meet that had a bunch of pond plants. Now she wanted to sell me more of them for a cheaper price, but I really don't have the space to keep them all, so I took the ones that I wanted. These were originally one big plant all hooked together. As you see here, there is some dieback or some leaves that don't really look that great. They were worse. I've actually taken off the dead leaves and I've been just observing them and seeing how they're doing, and they do seem to be bouncing back. I did have these in a sectioned off part in the turtle tank for a while because of the nitrates, and I've noticed that when we have very high nitrates, these plants seem to do very well. Bouncing up here, we have some dwarf water lettuce, which is a cousin to that water lettuce that I just showed you. Now, my friend Dave at Miss Merrick Lavender on Instagram had inspired me about this. I've kept it in the past, but when I seen his, I was like, holy cow, you're doing something right, Dave. And so I had gotten a very small portion, and it's been doing really well. I didn't get it from Dave. I believe, I don't remember where I got it from. I got it somewhere here really not too long ago, but I didn't pay much. I think I might have paid a couple bucks for like a small portion, and look at it. It's just starting to grow out in here. I'm very happy. Now these are what I believe to be baby assassin snails. Now the reason I say that is because if you look at that little mug that he's got going out the front of him, that's very typical of the assassin snail. Now you'll see other kinds of snails such as bladder snails, and you usually just see the antennas and whatnot, but you never really see that little mug that sits out the front. And look at the shape of the shell. The shell kind of tells that by shape it could possibly be a baby assassin. Now they say that baby assassins will generally come up out of the sand after they have grown up a little bit, but I see these guys here, and there's also another little one. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe to the Lazy River, and check us out on Instagram at Lazy River US. We'll see you on the next one. Adios. Stay lazy.